Hey guys, we are back with another YouTube video. It's been a little bit since I've posted. I've been super busy on the background of working on my online fitness and sobriety coaching business. We are really starting to build with clients, and I'm so blessed to be able to help. But if you guys are new here, I'm 25 years old. My name is Josh McCauley, and I'm an online fitness and sobriety coach. So I help people stay accountable, and stay true to their goals. So I'm having a lot of you guys reach out on my DMs on Instagram. Super grateful. I'm glad to be able to help. So the number one thing I get asked is, dude, what's your recipe on getting sober? How did you get sober? And the thing is, I can give you every single thing I did, and there are so many different things, but I want to make it clear that there is no one singular recipe to getting sober. Everyone is different. It works differently for everybody. So my best thing, what I like to say, is a lifestyle that can suit you. So when I went to rehab, it got me out of the environment I was stuck in. I was the issue, but I was living with my fraternity brothers and partiers. I was the main issue. I'm well aware of that. But an environment like that is not good for me. I tried to get sober so many times, but it was not allowing me to be the person I needed to be. So rehab got me out of that environment, because environment is one of the most important things when getting sober. So I got a little off topic there, but it's hard for me to tell you one singular recipe. That's why I started my online coaching, because depending on where you're at in your addiction, you can avoid rehab in general. And I know a lot of people don't want to go to rehab, one, because it's embarrassing, or they don't want to leave their job, they can't leave their families. There's never a perfect time to go to rehab. And, depending on where you're at in your addiction and you reach out, you know, I can guide you in the right direction. If you just need a little boost, if you just need a little support, and a little guidance, which a lot of people just need that little boost. Rehab is only good if you are stuck in an environment that you cannot get out of. And it was good for me because I got out of the environment, and it allowed me to think about what I truly wanted in life. And I had some things I needed to deal with, counselor wise. But in my program, I work with you 24/7. You call me whenever, and I guide you through. So when you are craving, when you're tweaking out, you don't know what to do, I want you to call me, and we work through it together. I also have a sober community of successful individuals all struggling with the same things. So the number one biggest thing when getting sober is understanding that you can never normally drink or use again. For so long, I tried to get sober before I went to rehab. And in the back of my mind, I always held on to that hope, that glimpse of hope that I could normally use again. And I'd go sober for a month, and then I would fall back harder. Go sober for a month, fall back harder. And every time you fail in your sobriety, it gets worse and worse, because guilt builds up, shame builds up. And when I went to rehab, I fully understood that I am someone that can never use. And I had someone reach out to me. Prime example. She was clean of cocaine for 20 years. Her husband came home with a bag, asked her if she wanted a line. She fell weak to it. Sent her on a 3-week bender, lost her job, is going back to rehab after 20 years. So that's how addicts work. You can be clean for as long as you want, but if you go back, it's bad. It's dangerous. And number two biggest thing is your environment. I've got a bunch of frat dudes reaching out. If you're living with your frat homies, it is hard. Like, you can tell them, hey man, I'm trying to get sober, and they can support you, but your brain will convince you to use when you're in an environment like that. I don't care how strong you are. I'm a very disciplined and strong-willed person. And, I was the party animal, but I was very disciplined, and I tried to get sober on my own in that environment, and it is extremely hard. There are ways around it, but I would suggest going to AA a couple times a day to remind yourself and put yourself at ease. Because when you're in an environment like that, your brain will go crazy. unless it's just me. So environment is everything. And if you're in a situation where you're trying to get sober, make a list of all the environments you go. Whether it's like school, do you go to the bars, do you go to your cousin's house, wherever it is, and put a plus next to any environments that are good for you and a minus next to any or that are bad. Now that I live on my own, I don't go to any environments that uh, cocaine might be, and I'm okay with being around alcohol, but I don't go around coke. Um, the third thing I would suggest is creating a routine. Um, I go to the gym. I've been going to the gym for 6, 7 years every day. Um, my addiction got really bad when I started leaving the gym early to go get a bag. Um, because I got off my routine. So form a routine, whatever it is. Wake up at the same time every day. What do you do after you wake up? Do you pray? Do you brush your teeth? Do you shower? Create a solid routine and slowly build that up. When you have structure, that gives you that support that you need throughout the day. And also create a nighttime routine. The busier you are, the better, because as addicts, our brains will go crazy throughout the day, and we might get a quick craving. But if you're already preoccupied, um, and as addicts, we like chaos. When things are going good, we like to create problems. We like to fuck everything up. I don't know why, but we do. So, building structure. And like I said, it's a lot to do on your own. And sometimes you just need a little guidance. So, that's why I do the one on one coaching. And um, feel free to reach out. DM me, start on Instagram. The next thing is find real support. So, if I could give you everything, you could take all of this advice that I'm speaking to you right now. Um, if you do not have support, whether it be myself, AA, family member who's been through it, a therapist who's been through it, you want someone who's been through addiction or knows about addiction, because my family loves me to death and I wouldn't be here if it weren't for them. But they haven't struggled with cocaine addiction. They've got their own alcohol issues, whether they think they're addicted or not. But it's like walking on eggshells with me. So you need to find someone who understands you, because for so long I was trying to get clean and no one understood me. I was disrespecting my friends. I was disrespecting my family, but it was the addiction. And like, I take accountability for my actions. I wasn't being the person I needed to be. But when you have someone who understands you, you could tell me some fucked up shit and I'm going to be like, dude, I hear you. Like, no judge zone. Like, I probably did some worse shit. I don't know. But um, it is everything when you are getting sober and you have someone who understands you and it's like, I get you. I got you. You know? Um, yeah. So I, the biggest thing is having support, telling somebody, hey, I've got a fucking problem. I need help. It's the hardest thing to admit, but once you do that, it's okay. Like, I'm very prideful. I didn't want to go to rehab. I didn't want to tell my family I needed help. So I abused the fuck out of my body. And I used as a way for people to be like, yo, that dude needs help. He's tweaking. Like, I was seeing shadow people. And 5, this was something I worked out at rehab. I'm not a counselor. Um, I learned a lot of good techniques, but I'm not claiming to be a counselor or doctor. Um, Work on underlying pain. We use, because we probably had some childhood trauma, or you might have had a crazy event happen in your life, or shit you never dealt with. You need to figure out the why. And I made a video on how to find that, how I found it. Um, and you know what? It's not fun digging up that shit. But if you find a problem, you can get to a solution. So, 3 exercises I do: write a letter to your younger self. Say, like, hey, Josh, I wish you would have taken it easy on yourself, man. Like, you put a lot of pressure on yourself. Get deep with it. Because you might find something that you didn't realize affected you, but it really did. Like, you've held on to something, and it might click in your mind. Oh, that's why I do that. And then I want you to write a letter to your younger self, and then write a letter from your younger self to your parents. Get deep with it. Just get in a quiet room, write down. Um, like I said, something might pop up where you're like, wow, I really held on to that. That fucked me up. And then really dig deep and write what truly makes you happy in life. And, you know, internally. Because something that makes me happy, which I wrote down, was helping others. But that's external. Um, I've always liked seeing other people happy, other people like having love, because I didn't see it a whole lot. So that was something like I really like, that made me happy. So really think internally. Like, do you like going out in nature and enjoying the birds, or like, I don't know, whatever the fuck it is? Do you like playing hockey? But think deep, because a combination of those three exercises, you should have an idea of what affected you for so long, why you're holding it in. But I'm gonna keep this short than long. I'll try and make, I don't know if you guys like these videos, I'll try and make 2 a week. I was doing 3, but I'm posting a lot of content. But I want you guys to get to know me a little bit better. So I'm gonna keep it coming. But yes, if you haven't already, please subscribe. Give me ideas of things you want me to talk about. I love talking. I love when you guys DM me, and I keep opening up so you guys feel comfortable and safe to open up to me. If you message me, that is between us. I'm not sharing that with anybody. I would never share anything without asking you. Completely confidential. So if you are looking for one-on-one coaching, DM me start on Instagram. But I appreciate every single one of you guys. We are growing like crazy. Let's continue to kill it. Sobriety fucking rocks. All right, peace out, guys.